Good morning. How are you today? You are happy? You are unhappy? You are angry? Oh, don't worry. After this class, you will feel happy because you learned something, okay? Good. Today we are going to learn how to use simple present tense to describe a thing, okay? Or describe your feeling. And we are going to know the forms of the simple present tense, and we will play a game. Okay? Good. So you may ask me, what is a tense? We have learned many things in English study, but sometimes we are confused about the tense. Tense, you can just understand it as a time. So if there's a timeline, simple present tense is around the middle, and the past tense and the future tense. So as you can see, this is very interesting here if you think of it as a time. So why we use simple present tense? There are some situations you have to choose to use the simple present tense. When you want to describe something permanent, what is permanent? Like this thing will never be changed. And it's like a habit, okay? Like it's also like a routine. I get up at 6 o'clock every day. Like every day is a signal. You have to choose simple present tense, okay? And when you want to describe a fact, like the sun sets in the west and rises in the east. So remember, when we talk about tense, we focus on the verb, the form of the verb. So you need to pay attention to the verb, okay? And also when you want to say a schedule, we want to talk about a schedule, you use simple present tense, okay? Good. And also when you want to describe a frequency, like something always happen, and there are some adverbials of frequency words. Every time when you see them in a sentence, you use the simple present tense. Like never, she never gets up at 6 in the morning. Like always, I always go to school by bus. I often drive my car to work. Rarely, she rarely talks to me. That is tricky, the last sentence, okay? So you know when you want to describe a permanent thing, a routine, or a fact, like a scientific fact, or like the truth, right? It's not imagination or fiction, it's scientific fact. Or a frequency or a routine, so you need to use the simple present tense. So what kind of forms are they presented when you want to use simple present tense? As you can see from the worksheet I handed out to you, we choose work as an example. When you want to say I work, we work, you work, they work, she works, he works, it works. So these are the forms of the verbs. So you every time you talk about simple present tense, you remember it is the change of the verb. So you change the forms of the verb. Here you can see I, we, you, they. We didn't change so much of the verb. We just use work. But when you want to use she, he, it, the work becomes works, okay? So this is the positive situation when you want to say something positive. And the second situation is when you want to say something negative. how to describe the thing in a negative way. You need to add every time you want to use the negative expression, you need to use do or do not. Don't, not do, okay? The negative part of do, does, okay? When you want to say I, we, you, they, you plus do not work to express the negative feeling. And when you use she, he, it, use does not to express your negative feeling in a simple present tense. Okay? You need to pay attention to the change of do and does after the proper pronoun. Okay? Very good. And when you want to express a question, this is a third situation. Do I, we, you, they work? So it's like the positive and negative part of it. When you want to express I, do I, we, you, they, you plus the original form of the verb, work. You didn't change work into works or anything. You just put work there. And when you want to say does, because do, does both can signify the simple present tense. So you just follow, if you choose she, he, ate, you use does as a question, as the start of the question, okay? You say, does he, she, it work? So it goes like this. You can see the rule here, okay? And also now I want to explain there. You may notice that some verbs follow the simple rule. Like usually most verbs we add s after the verb and then it turns into the simple present tense. But for some situations, it can be different. Like verbs with the ending s, ch, sh, or x. We add es to change a verb into a simple present tense. So you need to remember sch, sh, x. These verbs are different, okay? You need to change them into a different one, not just simply put s after the verb, but you need to put an es, okay? And also there are some verbs with y as in the end. You need to turn y into ies, like study, studies, okay? And we can review these verbs when we do the practice, okay? And the third one, these are the fourth one, these are very interesting verbs, like go. They are so particular, like go, goes, have, has. So they didn't follow any rule. They are very unique, right? Okay,